Good afternoon, lecturer and fellow colleagues. Today we will be looking on managing conflict, delivering quality client service, behavior de-escalation, and building effective parent partnership. We will be doing a scenario of Happy Hearts Early Childhood Development Center. My group mates are Susan Willocks, Pauline Sherwood, Arlene Reed Clark, Marva Thompson, Julia Thomas, and myself, Tashalika Levy. Children flourish in environment where they feel safe, valued, and supported, and where families and educators work together as true supporters. Achieving this requires more than quality teaching. It demands effective communication, professional relationship, excellent client service, and a commitment to resolve challenges that empathy and respect. Today, our group will represent our managing conflict, delivering quality client service, behavior de-escalation, and building effective parent partnership, as was said before. So using the scenario of Early Heart or Happy Heart Early Childhood Development Center, we will explore practical, evidence-based strategies to address common challenges facing early childhood settings and demonstrate how these approaches can strengthen relationships, improve service delivery, and promote positive outcomes for children, families, and staff. We invite you to join us as we share solutions that reflects best practices in early childhood education and highlight the importance of creating a safe, inclusive, and nurturing learning environment for every child. Thank you, and we will now begin with section 1, which identify and resolve conflict.
Good morning, everyone. Conflict is a natural part of working with people in an early childhood institution. Practitioners interact daily with children, parents, colleagues, and members of management because everyone has different expectations, options, and emotional disagreements can occur. However, what matters most is not whether conflict happens, but how it is managed. Effective conflict management creates a safe, respectful, and supportive environment where children can strive, parents feel valued, and staff work collaboratively. What is conflict? Conflict is a disagreement or mismanaging that occurs when people have different opinions, needs, values, or expectations. In an early childhood settings, conflict may arise between staff members over responsibilities, between parents and practitioners regarding children's behavior or progress, or even between parents themselves. If conflict is not addressed early, it can affect relationships, communications, and ultimately and quality of care provided to children. Identifying conflict early. Professional practitioners constantly observe their environment. Early signs of conflict includes change in tone of voice, facial expressions, cross arms, refuse to communicate, repeatedly complaints, and increasing frustration. If, for example, if a parent suddenly begins speaking loudly because they believed their child had been treated unfairly, this signals that intervention is needed before the situation escalates. Warning signs. When conflict begins escalating, people often lose emotional controls. Some warning signs include shouting, pointing fingers, invading other person's personal space, refusing to listen, making threats, or displaying aggressive body language. Children are very sensitive to adults' conflict. They may become frustrated, anxious, or upset when witnessing arguments. Treat to safety. Sorry, conflicts can affect everyone. Children may feel emotional, unsafe, and distracted from learning. Staff may experience stress, burned out, or fear. Parents may lose confidence in the institution. In several institutions, unresolved conflict can even lead to physical violence or legal complaints. Providing is preventing escalation. Preventing conflict is always better than resolving it. Practitioners should remain calm, speak respectfully, avoid arguing, actively listening, acknowledge feelings, like focus on finding solution rather than assigning blames. Sometimes moving the conversation to a private office can immediately reduce tensions, conflict resolutions. A structured conflict resolution proceeds helps everyone remains focused. First, listen carefully. Next, clarify the issue. Remain natural and avoid taking side. Identify common goals, discuss possible solutions, agree on and action plans, and follow up afterwards. Following up shows professionalism and demonstrating demonstrate genuine concern. Sorry. Respectful communications. Respectful communication is essential because it preserves relationships. When people feel how they respect respected, they are much more willing to cooperate. Professional practitioners should use polite language, maintain eye contact, avoid interrupting, and remain professional even when others become emotional. Children also learn conflict resolution by observing adult behaviors. Practitioners example. Imagine two teachers arguing over who should clean the learning center after class. Instead of arguing in front of children, they meet privately with the supervisor. The supervisor reviews each person's responsibilities, allows both teachers to express their concern, and together they agree on a fair routines schedules. The conflict resolved, professionals relationships improve, and children continue learning in a positive environment. Question, is there any question you would like to ask?
Yes, may I ask a question?
Yes, please do so.
So let me see. Let me see if I understand. What you said. What communication skill is most important during conflicts?
Active listening because it's help people feel respected and allow practitioners to understand the real issue before responding.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
I have a question.
Yes, please do so.
Why should conflict never be discussed in front of children?
Conflict should never be discussed in front of children. Why? Children may become frightened, anxious, and being copying negative behavior. Professional discussion should always occur privately.
Thank you very much.
You are welcome. If there is no more questions, now that we have explored how to identify and resolve conflict effectively, the next step is understanding how practitioners should professionally respond when parents or clients may complain. I now invite my colleagues to discuss responding to customer complaints.
Okay, good evening, everyone. This is customer service is one of the most important responsibilities of every early childhood practitioner. Families entrust us with the care, education, and the well-being of their children. When concerns arise, the way we respond can either strengthen or damage that trust. Handling complaints professionally demonstrates respect, accountability, and a commitment to continuous improvement. What is customer complaint? A customer complaint is any expression of dissatisfaction about the services provided by an institution. Complaints may relate to communication, children's behavior, injuries, staff conduct, safety, fees, or learning progress. Rather than viewing complaint as criticism, professional practitioners should see them as valuable feedback that helps improve service quality. Importance of handling complaints professionally. When parents feel heard, they are more likely to trust the institution and continue working collaboratively with staff. Professional complaint handling helps reduce misunderstandings, prevent conflicts from escalating, and protect the institution's reputation. It also demonstrates that the center values transparency, accountability, and high-quality service. So remember, parents simply want to know that their concerns are being taken seriously. Now we're moving on to complaint resolution process. There are several important steps in resolving complaints effectively. First, listen carefully without interrupting. Second, remain calm and acknowledge the parent's feelings. Next, gather all relevant information by speaking with everyone involved and viewing any records or policies. So after investigating, discuss possible solution with the parent, agree on an action plan, document everything accurately, and follow up to ensure the issue has been resolved. Following up is particularly important because it reassures families that their concerns have not been forgotten. Complaints as opportunities. Every complaint presents an opportunity for learning and improvement. For example, if multiple parents report poor communication about children's daily activities, management might introduce communication books, digital updates, or scheduled parents' conferences. By responding positively to feedback, institution can strengthen parent satisfaction and continuously improve the quality of service. Documentation is essential for accountability and legal protection. So each complaint should include the date, time, name of those involved, details of the complaint, action taken, investigation, finding, and follow-up. Proper records ensure consistency, support future decision making, and protect both families and staff if concerns arise later. Escalation procedures. Some complaints required immediate referral to senior management or external authorities. These include concerns involving child abuse, serious injuries, threats of violence, discrimination, breaches of confidentiality, or any issue that places a child at risk. So a practitioner should always follow the institution policies and legal reporting requirements. I am very upset. My daughter came home yesterday with a bite mark on her arm, and no one from the school called me. This is completely unacceptable. How could this happen without anyone informing me?
Good morning, Mrs. Brown. Thank you for bringing your concern to my attention. I can understand why you are upset, and I sincerely appreciate you speaking with us.
I trust this school to keep my child safe.
I completely understand your concern. Your child's safety is extremely important to us. May I ask a few questions so I can fully understand what happened?
Yes,
Thank you. I will review the incident report, speak with the classroom teachers, and investigate exactly what happened. We will also review why communication did not occur as it should have.
I just don't want this happen again.
I understand once our investigation is completed, I will contact you today with an update. We will also review our communication procedures to ensure parents are informed immediately if similar incident occurs in the future.
Thank you for listening.
You're welcome, and thank you for giving us the opportunity to address your concern. We value your partnership and appreciate your trust. Thank you for coming in and have a blessed day. We'll keep
Thank
you
you.
updated. All right.
Okay, so in our role play, the practitioner remained calm, listened actively, acknowledged the parents' feelings, avoid becoming defensive, explained the investigation process, and promised timely follow-up. So these actions demonstrate professionalism, empathy, and a commitment to resolving concerns. Now that we have explored how to respond professionally to customer complaints, it is equally important to understand the needs of the people we serve. My colleagues will now discuss analyzing the meeting clients' needs, including identifying clients, gathering feedback, and improving services for children and families. Thank you.
Every successful early childhood institution places children and family at the center of its work. To provide quality care, an education practitioner must first understand the unique needs of the people they serve. Analyzing client need allows practitioners to design programs, service, and communication strategies that support children's development while building strong relationships with family and the wider community. Who are the clients? When you think about clients, many people immediately think of parents. However, the primary clients of an early childhood institution are the children because they are the direct recipient of care and education. Parents and guardians are also important. Clients because they rely on practitioners to provide a safe, nurturing and stimulating learning environment for their children. Other stakeholders such as staff, the Board of Management, the Ministry of Education, the Early Childhood Commission, health professional, and community partnership also play an important role in supporting the institution's success. Identify client need. Practitioners use several methods to understand the needs of children and families. During enrollment, parent interview provide valuable information about a child's interest, routine, medical history, and developmental need. Daily communication with parents, classroom observation, developmental assessment, questionnaire, survey, and parents-teacher conference all help practitioner identify strength, concern, and areas where additional support may be needed. By gathering this information, practitioner can provide more personalized and effective care. Stakeholder consultation. Stakeholder consultations mean involving everyone who has an interest in the institution when make decisions. This includes parents, staff, management, community organization, and government agencies. Consulting stakeholders promote shared discussion making, improve communication, strengthen trust, and ensure that programs meet the needs of children and families. For example, if parents request additional literacy support, the center may consult teachers before it introduce a new reading program. Record and feedback system. Accurate record keeping is essential in every early childhood institution. Record help practitioner monitor children development, track attendance, document incident, and evaluate program effectiveness. Feedback systems such as survey and suggestion boxes encourage parents to share their experience and recommendation for improvement. Today, these systems support information, decision making, and continuous quality improvement. Reviewing and improving service. High quality institutions evaluate the effectiveness of their service. This may involve analyzing parents' satisfaction survey, reviewing children developmental progress, explaining records, observing classroom practice, and providing ongoing staff training. Continuous evaluation help ensure that service remain relevant, effective, and respond to changing family needs. Recommendation based on the scenario at Happy Art Early Childhood Development Center, I could recommend 3 key improvements. First, improve communication by introducing weekly newsletter, communication, books, and digital update. Secondly, invest in ongoing professional development so staff can strengthen their skills in customer service, behavior management, and conflict resolution. Third, increase family engagement, increase family engagement by offering parents workshop, family fun day, and voluntary opportunity that encourage stronger partnership between home and school. This strategy will improve trust, communication, and overall service quality. Real life example. Several parents report that they are unsure about their children learning progress because they only receive update at the end of the term. Action taken. The center introduced weekly communication folder, monthly parents teachers conference, a digital message platform, child learning portfolios, share with families. Results. Parents become more informed, the communication improve. So now we have been examining how practitioner analyze and meet the need of children and family. The next step is to ensure that these needs are met through the high quality service delivered. I now invite my colleague to present delivering and promoting quality client service, includes best practice and service standard and client service chartered.
Thank you, my colleague. Delivering quality client service is one of the foundation of an effective early childhood institution. Families trust us with their children, education, development, and well-being. So therefore, every interaction should reflect professionalism, respect, and genuine commitment to excellence. Quality client service is not limited to resolving complaints. It is demonstrated through every conversation, every decision, and every experience that families have with the institution. What is quality client service? Quality client service refers to consistently providing professional, respectful, and responsive service that meet the needs and expectations of children, parents, staff, and their wider community. It means placing children's best interests in the center of every decision while building strong, trusting relationship with families. Characteristics: excellent customer service. Excellent customer service is built on kindness, also professionalism, empathy, reliability, and respect. Practitioners should greet families warmly, listen carefully to concern, communicate clearly, and respond promptly, and remain confidentiality. When families feel respected and valued, they are more likely to develop confidence in the institution and work collaboratively with staff. Best practice in service delivery. High quality service delivery involve following recognized best practices that support children learning and well-being. These include maintaining regular communication with families, using child-centered teaching approaches, promoting inclusion, providing safe learning environments, engaging parents as partners, and ensuring that staff receive ongoing professional development. Technology, such as communication apps, and email updates can also improve communication and strengthen relationship with families. Staff contribution. Every member of staff contribute to quality service, from the receptionists who welcome families to the teachers who provide daily care and education and the management team who oversees operation. Everyone plays an important role. Professional attitude like teamwork, effective communication, and a commitment to continuous improvement all contribute to excellent service delivery. Marketing early childhood service. In marketing early childhood service, marketing is about informing families and the community about the quality service offered by the institution. Effective strategy include maintaining an effective social media presence, hosting open days, participating in community events, distributing newsletters, and encouraging satisfied parents to share positive experience. Strong marketing helps build the institution reputation and attracts new families. Monitoring and evaluating quality. It provides quality service requires regular evaluation. Institutions should collect feedback through parent surveys, monitor complaints and compliments, observe classroom practices, conduct staff appraisal, and evaluate children development process. In this information, it helps identify strengths, address weakness, and continuously improve the service provided. Client Service Charter. The Client Service Charter is a public commitment that outlines the standard families can expect from the institution. It reflects the center values of respect, professionalism, inclusion, safety, and continuous improvement. By displaying the charter in the reception area and sharing it with new families, the institution demonstrates accountability and builds trust with its clients.
Motor states, working together to build a bright future.
A parent's email the school requesting information about their child's progress. The quality service response is like the email acknowledged within 24 hours. The teacher arranges a meeting at a convenient time. The child portfolio and assessment records are reviewed. Progress is discussed positively along with strategies for continued learning. A follow-up summary is provided to the parent. And the outcome is the parent feels informed, respected, and confident in the school commitment to their child's development. Having explored the importance of delivering and promoting quality client service, we will now examine how practitioners can effectively manage aggressive behavior and de-escalate potential challenging situations while encouraging the safety, well-being of children, families, and staff. I now invite my colleague to present managing aggressive behavior and de-escalation. Okay, managing aggressive behavior is an essential skill for early child practitioners because emotion can sometimes become heightened when concern arises about children's safety, behavior, or learning. Professional practitioners must remain calm, protect children, communicate respectfully, and use effective de-escalation strategies to resolve situations safely. What is aggressive behavior? Aggressive behavior includes actions or words that threaten, intimidate, or harm another person. Examples include shouting, threatening language, invading personal space, throwing objects, or physical aggression. In early child setting, aggression may occur because parents are worried about their child, feel misunderstood, or experience personal stress. Appreciate body position. Appropriate body positioning. Body language is extremely important during conflict. Practitioners should stand at a slight angle rather than directly in front of the individual, maintain a safe distance, keep their eyes visible, and avoid sudden movements, and ensure there is a clear exit. These techniques help reduce tension while protecting everyone's safety. Verbal and non-verbal communication. Words should always be calm, respectful, and solution-focused. Instead of arguing or becoming defensive, practitioners should acknowledge the person's feeling by saying, I understand that you are upset. Nonverbal communication, such as maintaining a calm facial expression, appropriate eye contact, and an open posture, also help build trust and reduce emotional intensity.
Okay, and Miss Willox too. Please remind them that they should always remember that their tone of voice often has a greater impact than their words. So it's
Thank you.
how you sound is what people react to, not what you say,
Okay.
but how you say it.
Thank you, my colleague. Redirecting aggressive behavior. If a conversation becomes heated, practitioners should invite the individual to move to a quieter, private space where they can speak without distraction. The focus should remain on resolving the issue rather than assigning blame. Offering practical solutions and setting respectful boundaries can often help redirect aggressive behavior. Ensuring safety. The safety of children is always the highest priority. If aggression escalates, children should be moved to another supervised area immediately. Management should be notified and emergency procedure followed if necessary. Practitioners should never place themselves or others at unnecessary risk. Specialist support. Some situations require additional support. In this note, there are threats of violence, weapons, serious mental health concerns, or risk to children's safety. Practitioners should immediately involve management, security, the police, or child protection authorities in accordance with organizational policies. Restraint and safety procedures. Physical restraint should never be used as punishment or for convenience. Any physical intervention must comply with the institution policies, legal requirements, and professional training, and should only be considered to prevent immediate harm. All incidents must be documented and reviewed to prevent future occurrences. Now, we're going to do a role play. A father arrives hungry because he believes his son has been unfairly punished for pushing another child.
I am tired of this. Every week my son get blamed. Nobody ever listens to his side of the story.
Afternoon, Mr. Jackson. I can see that you are upset, and I appreciate you coming to speak with us. Let's move to a map where we can discuss your concern privately.
No, I want answers right now.
I understand that this situation is frustrating. My goal is to understand exactly what happened so we can work together to resolve it. May I explain what has been reported?
Go ahead.
According to the teacher's observation, there was a disagreement during playtime. We should also like to hear your son's perspective before making any final decision. We want to ensure that everyone is treated fairly.
So you're willing to investigate properly?
Absolutely. We value your concern and we will review the incident, speak with all persons involved, and contact you by the end of today with an update.
Thank you. That's all I wanted.
Thank you for speaking with us respectfully. We appreciate your partnership and are committed to your child's well-being. In this demonstration, the practitioner remained calm, acknowledged the parent's emotion, maintained appropriate body language, invited this discussion to a private area, listened respectfully, and explained the investigation process and focused on finding a solution. These are the key principles of effective behavior de-escalation. We have now discussed how to manage aggressive behavior while maintaining a safe environment. However, preventing conflict begins with building strong, respectful relationships with families. My colleague will now discuss building relationship with parents and guardians, including effective communication, confidentiality, and strategies for developing positive partnership.
All right, thank you, Ms. Willock. Good morning, everyone. Strong partnership between parents and practitioners are essential for children learning, development, and overall well-being. Children benefit most when families and educators work together, communicate openly.
Children benefits most when families and educators work together, communicate openly, and share responsibility for supporting their growth. Building positive relationship requires trust, respect, and ongoing collaboration. So roles and responsibilities. Parents are a child's first and most important teachers. They provide love, guidance, protection, and support while helping to reinforce learning at home. Practitioners complement this role by creating a safe, inclusive, and stimulating learning environment where children can develop academically, socially, emotionally, and physically. Although their responsibilities differ, both parents and practitioners share the common goal of helping every child reach their full potential. Respectful communication. But before we move on to respectful communication, parents and practitioners are partners working together with the same goal, and this helps the children to be more successful, right? Now, when we look at respectful communication, we are talking about building trust. We are talking about strengthening relationship, right? So respectful communication is the foundation of positive parent partnership, and practitioners should always or should listen carefully, show empathy, communicate honestly, and respond professionally to questions or concerns. Parents should also feel comfortable sharing important information about their child's health, behavior, interests, or family circumstances, right? When communication is respectful and consistent, trust grows, as we said, we build trust, right? Misunderstandings are reduced and children benefit from a unified support system, right? So we don't leave that out. We have to understand that communication is key. Sharing children's progress is another very important aspect of it. Parents have the right to receive regular information about their child's development. Practitioners should communicate not only concerns but also successes and achievements, right? Progress can be shared through parent-teacher conferences, daily conversations, communication books, written reports, child portfolios, newsletters, photographs of learning activities, and secure digital communication platform. Now, positive communication motivates parents to remain actively involved in their child's education. And who would want that? Because when we're hearing information from teacher, it motivates us and it wants us to push and to push our children to do their best. The importance of confidentiality. Confidentiality means we protect private information about children and family. We maintain confidentiality in both an ethical and professional responsibility. So maintaining it is very important. Information about a child or family should only be shared with authorized individuals and should never be discussed in public areas or with other persons or parents that are not relevant to discuss the information with. Protecting confidentiality builds trust, it safeguards children's rights, and it demonstrates professionalism, right? So confidentiality builds trust and it protects the children's rights. So we're going to be looking on supporting parents. Families may experience challenges such as illness, unemployment, separation, financial hardship, or parenting difficulties. Practitioners should respond with empathy, they should respond with respect, and they should respond with understanding, right? Although practitioners are not counselors, they can provide emotional support, preferred families to refer families to appropriate community services, share helpful parenting resources, and maintain open communication. So supporting families strengthens partnership and it contributes to a better outcome for children. So when we support them with respect. Make sure that it's always respectful. It's always confident or confidential and within the practitioner's professional role. So if you know it, it doesn't mean that you're going to tell it to Jane. That is not Jane's business, right? Ways of communication or communication tools. Using a variety of communication tools helps ensure that every family remains informed and engaged. Daily communication books provide quick updates. Newsletters shares information, important information. Parent conferences encourage meaningful discussions, and survey allows families to provide valuable feedbacks.
Technology such as secure messaging platform also help maintain regular communication while respecting confidentiality. Real life example scenario. A child mother has recently lost her job and is struggling to attend school meetings. Practitioners respond. Arrange a telephone or virtual meeting at a convenient time. Continue sending weekly updates through the communication book. Provide information about community support service. Reassures the parent that the school will continue working in a partnership with the family. Maintain confidentiality through outcome. The parent feels supported rather than judged. Trust is strengthened and the child's education continue without disruption. Are there any questions?
Yes. One.
Go ahead.
How can practitioner encourage positive relationship with parents?
Okay. Now, this can be done by communicating regularly, listening respectfully, showing empathy, involving parents in decision making, and also sharing children's achievements, maintaining confidentiality, which is important, and treating every family with dignity and respect.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions?
Yes,
I have a question.
Go ahead, Miss Thompson.
Why is confidentiality important in an early childhood institution?
Confidentiality protects children and family privacy. It also builds trust, support professional ethics, and ensure that personal information is always shared with authorized individuals only. Also speak on a positive transition helps children feel secure, support family, and lay the foundation for successful learning experience. I now will continue to speak on present settling in procedure and child transition, includes strategy for reducing separation anxiety and sample settling in plan. Now, starting a new early childhood institution is a major milestone for both children and their families. For many children, it may be the first time they have been separated from their parents for an extended period. This experience can bring feelings of excitement, uncertainty, or even anxiety. A well-planned settling program helps children adjust gradually, develop trusting relationships, and feel safe in their new environment. What is a settling program? A settling in program is a structured process designed to support children and families during transition into early childhood setting. Rather than expecting children to adapt immediately, practitioners gradually introduce them to classroom, routine, teachers, and peers, and this will help them to feel at ease. This approach helps children develop a sense of security and belonging, making it easy for them to participate confidently in learning activities. Parent involvement. Parents are essential partners during the transition process. Before a child begins attending, parents can visit the center, attend orientation sessions, meet the staff, the teaching staff, and provide valuable information about their child's routine, interests, medical needs, and personality. During the first days, some centers may allow parents to stay for a short period to help the child feel more comfortable. Consistent communication between parents and practitioners helps build trust, ensure everyone is working together to support the child's adjustment. Individual needs. No two children respond to change in exactly the same way. Some children adapt quickly, while others require additional reassurance and time. Practitioners should consider each child's age, development stage, cultural background, previous childcare experience, health need, language, temperament, and family circumstances when planning transition support. Now, providing individualized care helps every child feel respected, included, and emotionally secure. Reducing separation anxiety. Separation anxiety is a normal part of early childhood development. Practitioners can reduce anxiety by greeting children warmly, maintaining predictable daily routines, encouraging children to bring familiar comfort items such as a teddy bear or something that they like, engage them in enjoyable activity and communicate positively with parents. It is also important for parents to keep goodbyes calm, brief, and reassuring, as prolonged periods can sometimes increase a child's distress. Sample settling plan. The sample settling plan demonstrates how children can gradually increase the amount of time they spend at the center over several weeks. Beginning with short visits allows children to build confidence before attending independently. Regular communication with parents throughout the process ensures that any concerns are addressed promptly and that the child's progress is carefully monitored. Now, here are the benefits of all this. A successful transition benefits everyone. Children develop confidence and independence. Parents feel reassured and supported. Practitioner builds strong relationship with family, and the institution creates welcoming environment where every child feels safe, valued, and ready to learn.
The quote that is said too is that it says a child's first experience at school should be one of warmth, safety, and belonging. And that is a very good quote that we can always rely on as practitioners or teachers.
Right, that is very true. Very true. All right, thank you, my colleague. Now, real life example scenario. We hear holds our short rice every morning when his mother leaves. Practitioners respond. Greet Joshua warmly at the door, encourage him to bring his favorite teddy bear, engage him immediately in sensory play activity. Reassure him using calm and comforting words. Send his mother a message after 20 minutes to let her know that he has settled and happily playing. Outcome? Within 2 weeks, Joshua begins entering the classroom confidently and separate from his mother with minimal distress. Now that we have explored how children can successfully transition into an early childhood settling, it is equally important to keep parents informed about their child's ongoing learning and development. I now invite my colleagues to present sharing information about children's progress, including effective communication strategy and sample parent teaching conference.
Thank you, Mrs. Sherwood. Thank you for that. All right, so we're going to be looking on sharing information about children's progress in one of the most valuable ways practitioner builds strong partnership with families. Parents have the right to understand how their child is developing academically, socially, emotionally, and physically. Regular communication allows both home and the school to work together to support each child's growth and success. So our aim is that you will obtain how to explain how practitioner encourage parents to seek information, to identify the types of information that should be shared, describe how practitioners communicate children's achievement positively, explain how developmental information helps parents support learning at home, and we are going to be looking on how to demonstrate a professional parent-teacher conference, right? So encouraging parents to seek information, practitioners should create an environment where parents feel welcome, they feel respected, and comfortable to ask questions about their child's development. And this can be achieved through daily conversations. So picking up and dropping off, that can be arranged. You'll have a conversation with the parents at that point. Regular parent-teacher conferences, communication books, newsletters, emails, secure digital platforms like WhatsApp or emails, as was said, and parent workshops. So all of this information was shared prior to in based on what my colleagues have said, but we have to reinforce all of these ways that we can communicate with parents and to do it in a respectful manner. So what we're going to be looking at now, the next topic would be types of information to share. Types of information to share. Practitioners should provide balanced, accurate, and meaningful information. Don't always quick to share challenges that you're having with the child. Make sure that you notice their upbringing, things that they're successful at and stuff like that, right? You want to make sure that you are balancing it out. Practitioners should include the child's academic progress, their behavior, their social interactions, their emotional well-being, physical development, attendance, interests, strengths, and areas where additional support may be beneficial, right? Communication should always represent or present a complete picture of the child's development rather than focusing only on challenges, as was said, right? But before we move on, we should make sure that we have attendance, as we said, interests and talents, learning goals, next steps for development, and always remember to share strengths before discussing areas of needs areas that need support. Then, right? Make sure that you identify the child's strength before you jump right into telling the parent that, hey, your child cannot write. Right? Say that you're seeing that the child is making progress in trying before you even jump to the negatives. Right? The other topic that we will be looking at is communicating achievement positively. How we communicate achievements positively is that the language we use has a significant impact on how parents receive information. Instead of focusing on weaknesses, practitioners should highlight strengths first and then discuss areas of improvement in a constructive manner. So use positive, engaging language. So instead of saying Michelle cannot sit still, you can say Michelle is energetic and is learning strategies to remain focused during group activities. Or even instead of saying Sophia struggles with reading, you can say Sophia is making steady progress in recording letters and with continued practice, her reading confidence will continue to grow. So we don't want to just say anything that comes from the mouth. We think about what we say when we're communicating, because positive communication motivates both parents and children. Because we don't want parents to have it that you're always picking on your child, you don't like the child, right? So make sure that positive communication builds parents' confidence, it encourages collaboration, and it motivates children to continue developing their skills, right? Supporting learning at home. This is a very important one and important topic. When practitioners share developmental information, parents are better able to reinforce learning at home. So we don't want to have the information, sit on the information, know that the child is struggling, but yes, we're not sharing it with the parents, whether pick up, whether parent communication, whether through WhatsApp, whatever it is. We need to share the information. So that means we help the child to develop and then the child winning is also your win as well. For example, if a child is developing early reading skills, practitioners can recommend reading bedtime stories together or practicing letter sounds through fun games, which would be a good way to communicate with the parents to say that, okay, realize that the child is having a little struggles, but I realize that he's making the effort or she's making the effort. So I'm going to recommend these steps to you that can help with the child being improved. And this consistency between home and school help children to make greater progress, right? So parent-teacher conference is a way that we can communicate, and I think it is one of the many ways that we can communicate with parents. So a parent-teacher conference should always begin by welcoming the parents and recognizing the child's strengths. The practitioner should then discuss the child's developmental progress using observation records and examples of work. And any concerns that should be explained respectfully, followed by practical strategies that parents can use at home. So don't only say that you're concerned about the child not reading, but give them strategies, give them ways to help with the child to improve the child's reading. If you're going to be saying that the child do not know numbers, you can give strategies. So if you're going to ask them to get counters for the child, you're going to show the child numbers things in the house, then that is ways that we can get to help parents to want to learn, and then they will work with you, right? This collaboration, so finally, both the practitioner and parents should agree and share goals and arrange a follow-up meeting if necessary. And this collaboration approach strengthens trust and support the child's overall development. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go through a sample parent-teacher conference role play. Where I'm going to have the parents and good afternoon, Mrs. Williams. Thank you for meeting with me today. I would first like to say how much we can enjoy having Alia in our class. She is kind, curious, and enjoys participating in arts activities.
Thank you. I am happy to hear that. How is she progressing academically?
Alia is doing very well with recognizing letters and enjoys listening to stories. We are currently working on strengthening her early writing skills, particularly forming letter correctly. With regular practice at home, I am confident she will continue to improve.
Right, that's very good. That's very good. How can I help her at home?
Well, I can say you could encourage her to draw pictures and to practice writing her name each day, reading together for at least 10 to 15 minutes a day, or every evening while will also help to strengthen her literacy skills.
All right, that sounds very good. That sounds good. Thank you for those suggestions.
You're welcome. We appreciate your support, and together we can continue helping Alia achieve her full potential. So you see how respectful and how straight to the point it is that we did that. and the parent could relate to us and understand what is how we deliver the message, right? Now we're going to be looking on the real life example scenario. No, a parent believes that children is not learning anything because they are not bringing home homework or worksheets. Practitioner's response can be the practitioner explains that learning also occurs through play-based activities, storytelling, group discussions, outdoor exploration, music and movement, and hands-on experience. And the practitioner shares photographs, observation notes, and examples from the child's portfolio. That means they're going to be keeping a record of the child. What the outcome will be is that the parent will gain a better understanding of how young children learn and becomes more confident in the program, right? So we don't only talk, but we have evidence to back it up and to show the parents and ways to how they can help their child to develop academically, physically, socially, and emotionally, right? All right, before we go into our next topic, the floor is now open to you. If there's any question that you'd like to ask before we move on, then you can go ahead.
Certainly, I would like to know how does sharing developmental information benefit children?
As we have said, it helps parents understand their child's progress. It reinforces learning at home, and it encourages collaboration between school and home, or the practitioner and the parent, or the parent or practitioner and the child, and it ensures that support is consistent across home and school.
All right, thank you very much for that.
You're welcome. There is any other question you'd like to ask before I move on? All right, I
Yes.
guess we are all understanding, so we can transition. We can move into our next section. All right, so keeping parents informed about their child's progress naturally leads to greater involvement in the child's education. I will be covering that topic about facilitating parents' involvement. We'll explain why parents' participation is important, strategies for supporting families, and activities that strengthen home-based partnership. Now, parent involvement is one of the strongest predictors of children's success in early childhood education, and when parents and practitioners work together, children benefit academically, socially, emotionally, and behavioral. So you can see how these two segments really ties in, right? Strong partnerships creates a supportive learning environment where children feel secure, they feel confident, and they feel motivated to learn. Now we're going to look on the importance of parents' involvement, right? We know that when parents are involved, or parents are children's first teacher, and their involvement continues to influence learning through childhood, because children know that when teacher and parent is close, complaints are going to go home or come to school, so they try to put their best foot forward. No matter how young they are, once they know that communication with school and home is good, then we get a better result, right? Teachers and parents are their first teachers, but we help to reinforce and to make sure that they are on the right path. So research shows that children whose parents are actively involved in their education tend to perform better academically. They display more positive behavior, they attend school regularly, and they develop a strong self-confidence, right? For institutions like Happy Heart Early Childhood Developmental Center, meaningful parent involvement also strengthens communication, and it builds trust, and it also improves overall service quality, right? So when parents and practitioners work together, children are more likely to succeed, right? Ways parents can participate in school activities. Hold on, I jumped too fast. All right, so as you can see, there are many opportunities for parents to become involved in school life. These include attending parent-teacher conferences, volunteering in classroom, participating in sports day and educational trips, reading stories to children, joining parenting workshops, supporting learning at home, and participating in cultural celebration. Providing a variety of opportunity allows families with different schedules and abilities to contribute to meaningful ways. We're going to be looking on emergency procedures. Emergency procedures. Parents play an essential role during emergencies. Institutions should maintain accurate emergency contact information, communicate quickly and clearly during emergencies, ensure medical consent forms are current, and release children only to authorized individuals. We don't want to get in any trouble, and we have to make sure that the children are safe and their priority. So regular emergency drills help prepare both staff and families for unexpected situation. We are going to now look at addressing parent concerns. When parents express concerns, practitioners should respond with empathy, professionalism, and respect. And I think we have gone through that. We have spoke about that already. So listening carefully, acknowledging emotions, explaining procedures clearly, maintaining confidentiality, and working collaboratively to find solutions all contribute to a positive relationship. And we have gone through that, so I don't need to really emphasize more on it. We're just going to go through. If concerns cannot be resolved immediately, appropriate follow-up and referral to management should occur, right? Parents should always feel heard and respected and valued, and that is what our aim are, right? It says supporting behavior at home. Children benefit most when home and school are use similar behavior management strategies. Practitioners can guide parents by recommending consistent routines, positive reinforcement, clear expectations, and calm communication. Regular discussions between parents and practitioners help ensure that children receive consistent guidance in both environments. And yes, so we keep on reiterating, we keep on repeating the same thing. It is very important. Family involvement activities can include, because we have Happy Heart Early Childhood Development Center, we can strengthen family partnership through engaging activities such as family reading day, sports day, parent skills workshop, cultural heritage celebration, and parent volunteer projects. And these activities encourage collaboration, celebrate diversity, and it creates a welcoming school community where family feel valued, right? So, for conclusion of this section, in conclusion, parent involvement is not simply an optional activity, it is an essential component of high quality early childhood education. When school and families communicate openly, to support one another, and work together or work towards shared goals, children are more likely to develop the confidence, skills, and resilience needed for lifelong success, right? So, we're going to look at another scenario. A child is frequently arriving late and appear tired during class. Now, the practitioner's response should be that they arrange a private meeting with the parent, discuss the child's routine respectfully, listen to the parent's challenges without judgment, suggest practical strategies such as establishing an earlier bedtime and preparing school items the night before. So they agree on a plan and schedule the follow-up meeting, right? And the outcome should be that the child's attendance and punctuality improve and the parent feels supported rather than criticized, right? Um, so finally, this concludes our presentation on managing conflict, developing quality client service, behavior de-escalation, and building effective parenting partnership. We hope our recommendations will help families, help Happy Heart Early Childhood. Finish? Okay.